Hi, everyone. It's Donna DePonio, wine advisor with Wines for Humanity, where we educate you about the joy of fine wines while raising funds for charity. So welcome to Wine Down Wednesday, where every other Wednesday I will feature one of our delicious wines. And today I'm going to feature our Duca di Montebello because it is a great wine to enjoy as the weather gets warmer. So I usually teach you about the wine with the 5 S's of wine tasting. So we will start with the first S, which is sight. So we tip the glass on its side. We take a look at the color, which indicates whether it's an old or a young wine. So if the wine is more of a pale color or like a very light yellow, and I know it's difficult to see in all the lights here on a video, but if that's the case, then you have a young white. And if it's more of a straw colored or golden color, then you have an older white. But most of your wines, both red and white, are young. So this is a young wine. It's actually a 2019, so it's just a baby. Second S is swirl. So we swirl the wine for 2 reasons. Number 1, it lets the aromas out. That's a clue to the third S. And number 2, there's these streaks coming down the sides of the glass referred to as legs. So if the legs don't stick to the sides and rapidly fall to the bottom like this one is doing, then you've got a light-bodied wine. And then the opposite is true. So if you swirl the wine and the legs stick to the sides and slowly make their way down to the bottom, then you have a heavier bodied wine. But this is light. So it's like comparing to milk. So this would be comparable to skim milk, which is lighter in body, whereas a heavier, big, bold red would be more of whole milk or actually cream. So if you wanted just a perspective in terms of light-bodied wine versus heavier bodied wines, then I usually do the milk analogy. Third S is sniff. And by the way, there's no right or wrong answers when you're smelling wine. And I might get a different aroma profile than somebody else because our noses are different. So no right or wrong answers, and everyone might pick up a different scent. I am picking up some citrus notes, pear, and green apple, which is typically what I get at my tastings. If you're having trouble smelling, a good tip here would be to put your hand over the glass and swirl it a few times, concentrates the aromas in the glass, and then smell. So try it both ways and see if the second way you get, when you cup your hand over it, you get a better aroma profile. The fourth S is sip, my favorite. And it usually takes about 3 sips to really feel whether or not you like this wine. And 80% of what you smell in a wine is what you're going to taste. I definitely get that citrus. I definitely get green apple, not so much the pear anymore, but I definitely get the green apple. And again, somebody else may get different flavors in this wine. The fifth S is savor, where we sort of meditate on what we've been experiencing in the wine. So when we savor, let's talk about this wine. So this is an Italian white blend that has 3 grapes in it: Chardonnay, Pinot Blanc, and Nocciola. And the last 2 grapes are more native to Italy. You're probably not going to find them too much here in the United States, but the 3 grapes together are so harmonious and just makes this wine so light, refreshing, and fruity. And it comes from the Val d'Adige region, which is in the northeast part of Italy, almost bordering Austria. There's a lot of light grape varietals in the area. That's why our Duca is very light. Now, as far as food pairings go, you really don't need anything to pair with this. As a matter of fact, some people think this is better than a beer on a hot summer day. So it really doesn't need any pairing. It's very light, only has 11% alcohol. But if you wanted to pair it with something, just really light entrees, like any type of fish, veggies, and a white bean dip, which I have tried with this, and it's very good. If you wanted something more substantial, chicken piccata, which is chicken simmered in a lemon wine sauce served over a bed of fettuccine, is to die for. And I have done this with this wine, and it's awesome because the lemony flavors I get from this wine definitely complements that lemon wine sauce in the chicken piccata. So if you want to learn more about this wine, then host a tasting. It is the best deal in town. It's good for up to 18 people. The weather is warmer. We can host outside. As a matter of fact, this wine is lovely on a patio or in a garden or whatever. And so for $69 plus tax, you get 7 bottles that you and I choose, and you want to include this one. And then 9 to 12.5% goes to a charity that's near and dear to your heart. But that's not all. Our Anton has pulled out all the stops for hosting. So as a thank you for hosting, you get your choice of one of 3 awesome wine gifts. And we're not talking a corkscrew here. Look at this. This is a wine-shaped charcuterie board. Isn't this awesome? And these come apart. So each guest can have their own individual charcuterie board. And then there's a slot here for your wine glass. How cool is that? Our next gift, I feel like Vanna White here, is a beautiful wine heart decanter with 2 crystal wine glasses. And the third choice is a Magnum bottle of Prosecco, which is the Magnum is equivalent to 2 bottles of wine. I wish I could show you it, but I drank mine because it was so good. It's a nice Italian dry sparkling wine. And then there's something more. As a host, you get your choice of one of 4 customized wine labels up to a case of wine. So for example, look at this. This is the Duca, and this is one of our customized private labels that says Happy Holidays from my wine leader, Sean Marie. She gave this to me for Christmas. Isn't this cool? Here's another one for a wedding. These were favors for a wedding. It's got cheers. It's got the date of the wedding and the happily married couple. So you could do a lot with these customized wine labels, and they are complimentary when you select up to a case of wine. So if you want to host a tasting, then there's 3 ways you can contact me. You can message me on Facebook. You can email me at vinodeponio@gmail.com, or you can text or call me at 248-231-0139. So the weather's getting warmer, people are getting vaccinated. It's time to get together, enjoy some fine wine, and help your local community. Thanks so much for sipping with me, and I will see you next time.